1. Hello there. Welcome to another episode of I'm Sorry But Podcasts. Today we got me and Andrew. We're going to talk about video games, probably shooters, and maybe some other topics, potentially hot tub streamers. We don't know. See how spicy we get today. My name is Adrian. Uh, you can get to me by I'm Sorry But Podcast on TikTok and Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. And this is Andrew over here. You want to introduce yourself, bud?
Hey, Adrian. Yeah, we're gonna be chatting it up a little bit, talking about some things and stuff. Find me on social media:
Stuff and
TikTok,
things.
YouTube's, everything and anything.
And we
So
will
yeah,
put those links in the description at the bottom of this podcast. So, um, me and Andrew play video games, if you guys didn't know that. And we play a lot of video games. Particularly a game that we've both been into a lot recently, despite it kind of being an older game, is Tarkov. For those of you who don't know, Tarkov is a shooter game. It's a military simulation game, kind of, and it is just an FPS shooter, and it is or a first-person shooter, and it's a pretty in-depth game in that most other games don't have the specificity that Tarkov has. For instance, if you wanted to load a bullet into a gun in any other shooter, typically, you can kind of just load assault rifle ammo into assault rifles, sniper rifle ammo into sniper rifles, pistol ammo into pistols, and they don't really differentiate. But we know in the real world there are a whole slew of calibers that are used. Different ranges and caliber sizes are used by different countries. And so in this game, you'd have to actually find the right ammo type for your gun, the right magazine to load that ammo into, and then you could shoot your gun. And the game won't tell you if you've made a mistake. It'll let you put the wrong bullets into the wrong clip if it fits. And if you start a game, you load up into your match, and you find out that the clip fits the gun, but the bullet don't shoot. You're gonna be SOL pretty hard. It's a really unforgiving and brutal game in that regard. You got any other points to add in there, Andrew?
it's fun. It's fun. I've been playing it for close to 2 years now, on and off. I had to stop for a while because the computer couldn't hang. And as much fun as it is to rubber band in Call of Duty, for example,
Hmm.
where at least you could still shoot and maybe your bullets will catch up. Here, your rubber band in, your frames aren't working, whatever lags, you're done.
Yeah. And another aspect of Tarkov that is a little bit brutal, um, you have a set amount of inventory space and gear that your player has and starts off with, and you have to accumulate more gear, better guns. Gear would be inclusive of a helmet to protect your head from being shot, eye protection to protect your eyes from being shot, or to protect your eyes from being flashed, stunned, from concussion grenades. It's body armor to protect your chest and torso from being shot, a rig to carry all your additional magazines, a backpack for a rig for quick access, or a tactical rig for quick access, or like a tactical vest that you would carry multiple pieces of ammunition in. And when you die in Tarkov, you lose everything that you brought into the raid with you, which makes situations like rubber banding or lag very, very brutal in Tarkov because someone will see you and they shoot you from 50 yards and you don't even know where the bullet's coming from because you're lagging everywhere. Um, and then you die. And that would be super frustrating if you couldn't get a connection hold on your leg.
Honestly. And then, internet's one thing, right?
Hmm.
That's a whole different reason why you're going to lag and this and that. But just the fact that your computer can't even run it,
Yeah,
and you just hear like all these weird sounds, and sound is super important in this game. Very important.
so important.
That
Uh,
even, they have this cool skill set screen that you can work on that I was actually going to show you, Adrian.
hmm
Kind of got away from ourselves on it. Right here, I'm going to share my screen. Put it up on the
Yep, might have to resize. Go ahead.
resize, shme size.
Nope, we're good. Right. So here we're looking at
These are your skills overall as a player, your endurance, which which is why I tell you, hey, you need to run everywhere because it gets you your run speed, stamina, strength.
right.
The strength here. The only problem, it doesn't tell you how to do it.
I mean, I mean
Right?
you
It just
you
says increases strength, allows you to jump higher, faster, stronger.
yeah. How do you
Good
do that?
health, exactly. How a good health, recovery, damage, metabolism. Healthy metabolism improves extended effects of foods, drinking, as well as it'll tell you all these things, and but it won't. You know, it won't tell you how.
Mhm.
From my experience, the metabolism is just from eating food. You got to eat food to recover your energy, strength, food, water. Cool.
And if you run out of water, you will die.
Die. You'll dehydrate,
You will
pass
dehydrate
out
and
from.
die. So food is also important in this game. You need to bring food into the game, water into the game. If you're going to be in the game for longer than 20 minutes, you probably, or 10 minutes, you need food and water. Otherwise, your player, if you run out of food, your player stops running. He doesn't gain health anymore. He doesn't gain endurance. And if you run out of water, you just literally keel over. If your water hits zero, you just die. And your person doesn't tell you that you need this thing. You'll have a, if you check your health tab here, it'll tell you that you're thirsty or dehydrated, but right there, but it will not tell you that you should drink. You'll stop gaining health. And like you can see here, Andrew didn't heal after his last raid. He needs to heal up before he goes back into the new raid. Otherwise, he's gonna be half health the entire time around. You can break bones. You can bleed out. You can uh, get a limb shot off, and you'll have to basically manage that with field medicine until you can get to your extract. And all of those,
There's a surgery kits right here.
so that would be to put your limb back on, staple that shoulder back on after it gets shot off with that 153. That's a bigger surgery kit. So it's and everything. If you go to your overall or your gear, Andrew, you have a set amount of space that you can take stuff in with you. So if you wanted to put all this stuff on you, so he's putting a backpack on and different rigs and stuff on. And this is not going to really translate to the podcast over super well, but this video will be up on Twitch. It'll be up on YouTube as well. For those of you who are interested in looking at it, you basically need to manage your space, manage your equipment, manage the weight of the clear. It's just very encompassing, as opposed to like Call of Duty, where you can hold 500 rounds of two different guns, full plates, full armor, and your player will run as if nothing is encumbering them. This game takes a little bit more of a realistic approach to shooters.
Which is pretty cool. And it's frustrating.
Awesome.
It's very frustrating.
It's very frustrating to die, but it's very rewarding when you win. Um, yeah.
And then, as we were mentioning about the space and stuff, this I went ahead and upgraded myself to the full version of the game.
hmm
The Enter the Dark Edge of Darkness, I believe it's called. Kind of like a pre-order system.
Because Tarkov is currently in beta.
It is in beta, and it gives you a certain amount of space. I believe the space you get as a basic entry is 20 by 20, something like that.
I
About
think it's, yeah, 10 by 20 or something.
by 20, give or take. So it's really small space, really minuscule. All it takes is a couple good raids, and you automatically, yeah. So my current stash is 10 by 68,
10
and
by
I believe yours
68.
is as well. So
Yes.
I went and upgraded along with us because the game is so good.
Because yeah, I mean, it is a fantastic game. It's really hard to get into, and there's a lot of people that just they try it and they leave it. It's a lot like Rust in its brutality. It's yeah, just incredibly brutal. You expect to die a lot, expect a lot of frustrating encounters, um, yeah, and expect to learn new things about how you can die in this game because there are a lot of very good players in this game, and map knowledge is super important. A lot of other shooters, you have a map, you have knowledge of the map. It is easily accessible, like in Call of Duty. Typically, when we're making a comparison in this, we're probably going to be thinking a lot about or making the comparison with Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, or like Battlezone, Warzone. Sorry,
So
I play the game. Um, because that's kind of the shooter that we really are playing a lot. I'm the closest. But when
which
Go ahead, Andrew.
yeah, no, I've noticed your aim has gotten a lot better since playing Tarkov.
Yeah, you have to. So like, there are hitboxes, right? In other video games, Andrew knows this, but there are hitboxes in most games. If you get within a box shape of a zone, you'll hit the person in that zone. Tarkov is a little bit different. If you hit a specific portion of the body, it's first going to determine if there's armor on that portion, and then it's going to say how much damage you did. Um, so if you're unlucky enough to shoot somebody right in the middle of their ceramic plate or their steel chest plate that's made for stopping armor penetrating rounds, guess what? That bullet's not going to work. It doesn't matter if you have his heart lined up. It doesn't matter if unless you have a high enough caliber
Pierce it,
to
because there's
pierce it.
even with the different rounds that you already have to manage, then there's different types of that same round
Hmm.
that do either more piercing, more velocity, more. The bullets act different. You have to, if you have 6 bullets that can work with one sniper rifle, they're all going to act slightly different.
Yep.
They're all going to have different effective ranges, and
Yeah.
the game doesn't tell you.
No, the game just says this is an armor piercing round. This is a tracing round, but it's basically the difference between and those of you who shoot who have firearms or shoot guns, you guys will know that you have your range rounds, and then you have the rounds that you actually keep in your weapon for self defense or for whatever for hunting. It's not the same round. They're different bullets. Um, and Tarkov takes that and runs with it. Because you can have 5.56, 4.5 in armor piercing, and there's a couple different types of armor piercing, but again, there's your range rounds, the junk rounds, where all you really needed to do is make it 100 feet, 100 meters, so you can test your accuracy, and then you have the ones that are actually made for work to do something, right? You have your hunting round or your combat round if you're in the military, right? It's probably the same round. I'm not sure if it's the same rounds in the military. I wouldn't be certain. But that's
Remember,
basically the difference.
remember, the military grade weaponry is not always the best.
In the game that it does have a differentiation between different so the two main groups that we're dealing with here are going to be Russians by way of the Bears, which is their faction, and the Americans or the USA by way of the PMCs or by the way of the USEC, which is I don't remember United something. Basically, those are the Americans, and the other are, and they're both sets of mercenary groups. But the Bears shoot Soviet weapons, not excuse me, not Soviet weapons. They shoot Russian weapons, and the USEC shoots American weapons. So it's a lot of 5.56, 4.5, 2.23 for the Americans, 7.62 for the Russians. Um, the millimeter size, I mean, they got like funky rounds, like 9 by 26 millimeter. Like I don't know what the hell that is. Um, it's just it's different, and you're gonna have to be able to filter that. If you wanted to reload your magazines and you reload your gun in game, you better have extra mags and they better be full. Otherwise, you're gonna spend your time loading one by one your bullets or unloading your bullets one by one, and
It's
everything
very audible.
makes noise in the game, and you can hear everything if you're within close enough distance. So if you are in a bush and you're standing completely still, you can hear the person running up behind you because you only hear it through your left ear headphone, and then you can hear them drop, plop, and like heal or check their weapon, go into their bag. Go into your bag, you hear a zip. They check their weapon, you hear a metallic click. If if they move at all side to side, the brush is gonna move, and that gives you the opportunity to, you can just turn your head, which doesn't make any sound, um, and try to see if you can see them. But again, you only have realistic field of vision. You're only going to get probably like 120 field of vision. Um, but that's how important sound is. If you didn't have that ability to hear, the game becomes like Call of Duty. It's not as, excuse me, it becomes like Call of Duty. It's not as immersive, not as intense, I guess. And it gives it a really different feeling of intensity and stress when you play this game because you're hiding in a bush, you're trying to heal or something, and you hear something behind you, and you stop moving, and you hear a set of footsteps, and a second set of footsteps, and a third set of footsteps, and a fourth set of footsteps, and all of a sudden there's a four stack immediately in your general vicinity, and you're probably going to die if you move. These are the kinds of decisions you have to make. How do you engage this? Do you turn around and shoot them? No, you're going to get rocked. Do you lob a grenade? No, you're not going to get the grenade off before you get turned into Swiss cheese. Maybe you let them pass you, pray to whoever you pray to that you're not going to they don't see you, and maybe you can surprise them from behind if you have enough clip, yeah, a big enough clip to get them all down before they kill you, and you're good enough shot and you can get them all in the back of the head because or you can, knee them or you can leg them all if you because the legs don't usually have armor, so if you take out their legs, they'll have to use a surgery kit to be able to run again, and even then, running is going to be inhibited for like 3 minutes, I think, until that wound of the broken bone heals, and which gives you the opportunity again. If you run on that leg, you will break it again, or you will cause another fresh bleed. Um, so you're going to have to manage that as you're currently under fire. So you can make it out of those situations, but you don't get situations like that even in Call of Duty when you have a four stack around you and they're closing in on the house and they know you're in there. You can hear them coming around. It's just it's a different game. It's a different kind of stress. It's more real.
Great. That's great. And there's no shitting on the Call of Duties either, because we play both of them.
We do. There's a little bit of shitting to be done in Call of Duty. I don't know why it needs a 1.5 gig update every time, every day, literally. But like, I
I think they're
suppose
just trying to monopolize hard drive space, so that
when
you can't play anything else.
you need to
So
get
that you
your
can't play anything else.
Call of Duty branded hardware, or Call of Duty branded HDD, SDD, EVMe,
Solid state drive.
solid state drive, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna auto update. Solid state drive's gonna have all the updates for the next year. I think I'd consider buying that solid state drive
Just to never update
just to
again.
never have to update for the next year. Make a free to play game, and pay for it. um,
Yeah, and you know what? Like, there's arguments to be had. There's so many shooters out there right now that people are playing. Like, people like Apex over. Some people like Apex over Call of Duty because when you get caught off guard, you can actually have an engagement. But then at the same time, you look at the videos of Apex, and it's like, all right, well, people are zipping across the air,
yeah,
throwing uh, trampolines, and so like it
yeah, like Fortnite too, right? You
Fortnite 2 is
you're
just like, let me
running
build a
and you can build that
17-story building
right
in 3 seconds.
with stuff that I pulled out of my butt
Yeah,
that cost me no weight.
like
It's just too it's yeah. They're fun for what they are, right? And I'm not gonna shit on any. I'm not gonna shit on Fortnite. Like, don't come after me, please. Um,
coming
but
after you.
like, I know honestly, right? Fucking those 9-year-olds, they go hard with their Fortnite. But
Hey, don't be
like,
calling Ninja 9,
what is he like? 12? 18?
28.
Damn, I feel for 28. Um, but I mean, I feel like every time I loaded into Fortnite, I always got like someone who was probably prepubescent or just barely pubescent being like, "Do you have a mic?" So a lot more than any other game I've ever played. Uh, there are a lot of kids, I think, in Fortnite, and it's good for what it is. It's a fine game for what it is. It's just,
You don't remember being a kid playing video games and getting yelled at by the adults?
I
Shut
don't,
up, kid.
I
I
don't,
do. I remember that.
I remember playing
I'm
like,
not 14. I'm 16.
honestly, I do remember that. I do remember like playing Call of Duty online and stuff. And my dad was super good at Call of Duty. Um, Call of Duty 2, maybe? The
Or
first Modern Warfare. Um, and he was pretty decent, but like yeah, when I went on there, he prestiged a couple times, like 4 or 5 times. But when I went on there, it was obviously not the guy who owned the account playing, and I brought his KD down a lot. And yeah, people would bitch at you and be like, "Fucking kid, get out of here." When you speak, I'm not aggressive to the kids like that. I have no problem with them, and I'll even talk to them. My only thing is I typically don't have a reason to like add somebody, and when you're nice to kids, it's a little bit sad. They like add you and they want to like continue play with you, and it makes sense, right? You find someone who's nice to play with, but
This guy didn't call me a kid and tell me to fuck off. I want to play again.
yeah, exactly. He didn't verbally abuse me. I guess I can add him as a friend, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're not that good, so.
You're not that good, kid.
Sorry,
We're,
buddy.
we're
You're really
casual.
nice.
I'll see you in the fields.
Yeah, see you out there, man. You know, but yeah, I don't mind playing with them. But yes, I do recall being screamed at because I sucked. Still get screamed at for sucking. I mean, damn, not much has changed. People be
I
real
remember,
toxic on these games.
I remember when Modern Warfare came out,
Mhm.
and me, my cousins, and my friends played that all the time. We checked back when Modern Warfare 2 came out, how much time we logged on there.
Mm.
I think accumulatively throughout that year and a half or whatever it was over a summer, we put in 2 weeks as if we didn't sleep.
Woo. Damn. That's a
And that was just
lot.
my account. And that was just my account.
That's a lot.
2 weeks
Two
of
solid
time.
weeks. What is that?
Two
7 to
solid
14 times 24?
hours. We put in our hours. I would hate to see Call of Duty tell me how long I've been playing.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, hold up, let me look.
no, let's not talk about this. Like, let's not get into it because, like, I had a fuck the World of Warcraft account that I gave Rocky. Um, I think that one had like 2 years of straight playtime when I gave it to him. I, I, I had a
Years.
problem. Yeah, years, 2 years of playtime when I gave it to him. I was on that game 8 to 14 to 16 hours a day. Um,
I
I mean,
just checked my lifetime play time for Call of Duty Warzone.
do you feel comfortable sharing, or are you gonna like
15 days, 10 hours, 26 minutes.
15 days in COD? Andrew, you know how frequently we say we hate that game for us to have
We hate it.
15
No,
days
we
in it?
hate it. I hate it. I hate that game. I hate
It's
the game so much.
so frustrating.
Oh,
But
I apologize. Just Battle Royale, only 14 days and 9 hours and almost 10 hours. Just Battle Royale. So
just
that means
BR.
one day of my life I was like, let me play multiplayer for a bit.
That's crazy.
Oh no, let me play Plunder. That was Plunder. One day of
Probably
Plunder.
Plunder. Yeah, Plunders. And you don't like Plunder that much, though.
I hate Plunder.
See? So, there it is, right?
Oh God.
it's such a different game, and it's such a, I don't know, it's such a better game, the nuances and stuff. It's just good. And there's scavs, which are like, no, going back to Tarkov here. There are scavs in Tarkov, which are like scavengers. Some of them are non-playable characters, and some of them are um, players, or like us or Andrew, me or Andrew. And we get to play a scav, and you get like basically a random loadout, and it's a shit loadout. And the point is basically there's no risk, right? You didn't pay anything for any of this gear. You get one every 20 minutes. Go have fun. Go see what you can do. Um, and so some of those scabby runs can get kind of, that's kind of what keeps you from losing all your gear. If you're wondering how you can accumulate more gear if you suck, you can just always have a scav run, and you're not gonna have fantastic weaponry, but you're gonna always have something to go in with. Um, so the game won't turn off for you. You'll still have a way to play if you do unfortunately suck. But if you do
And
suck, just practice.
just practice. Get your shots in. Learn to check corners.
Learn the map.
Realize where people spawn so that if they always throw a frag grenade at you because you're 50 meters away from where they normally are, just hide and wait.
Yeah. Hide and wait, be a rat. Just wait in the corner. You hear four sets of footsteps converging around you, hunker down, stay quiet, stay close to something, because maybe it'll pass. It's these are all just the different aspects of the game that make it so cool.
Tasty.
Um, yeah, tasty. So fresh, honestly, I think is what I really want to say. It's such a refreshing game in its realism, um, in its I feel like in its accuracy that I understand why a lot of like our friends, for instance, don't like this game because it's brutal and it's very intense. And if you just want to come on here to play a video game, you probably don't want to be super concerned with every single aspect of that character player's life. You don't care about their water and food. You just want to go in there and pew pew some people. Then probably Tarkov might not be the game for you. Um, but it's a fantastic game and definitely give it a try if you have the opportunity to because and stick with it. You know, as with all things in life, nothing that is good ever came easy. Nothing worth having was easily won. So, just like all things, you'll have to practice. You'll have to get good, and once you do get good, it's a pretty satisfying game.
It is, and the cool aspect too is if you go to their official website, they have a Sherpa page, which
Yes,
it's someone who has played the game for a while will go in there with you and kind of give you the runaround of how to play the game.
which is an
And
awesome aspect of the community.
yes,
Sorry
oh
for
yeah, the
interrupting. Go
community
ahead,
is
Andrew.
very no, the community is so
Yes.
good. Like yeah, those toxic people here and there, but that's in all communities. But they're very welcoming, accepting, and they'll take you under their wing, and we'll be sitting in looking for each other's lobbies, and people will be like, "Hey, come on, join!
Yeah.
I need a man."
You unlike in other games like in Call of Duty where you get like randomly set to like you can go in alone, but it won't match you with a team. You'll have to select your own team. And if you don't have friends that play the game, that makes it sometimes a little bit difficult to play. But in Tarkov, you if you just sit in the looking for group lobby, I guarantee that there will be at least 5 people that offer for you to join their group. I mean, now some people have nefarious reasons, right? They're gonna invite you to their group. They're gonna get behind you, one tap you in the back of the head, take your stuff, and run straight for the exit. That's unfortunate. That happens. But it's not frequent. I've only seen it happen like once, but for the most part, most people just they have the same intention. Let's go in. You're gonna help me. I'm gonna help you. Don't shoot me because friendly fire is not turned off. You can definitely kill your teammates, and let's see if we can make it out alive and get some fat loot. And it's safer too, obviously, like even in combat to have a battle buddy, to have somebody to watch your back or to watch the corner that you turn, it makes the game a lot safer for you to play and you have friends. So there's a little bit
It
of
made a
incentive.
big difference when we had our third,
Super big
where
difference.
I think I drew fire one way while you guys shot into them because they were looking at me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And like I'll be a scapegoat. I'll let you shoot me, take some hits for you guys to get the kill. That's why I bring med kits with me.
Yeah, I always got to bring a big old grizzly. I know you say don't take the grizzly. I'm going to contest because the Grizzly is a fantastic healing implement. I don't have any ALUs, so the Grizzly works. As I know I could
I
do it.
wonder why.
I don't have any ALUs because I sold them all.
All
Yeah,
right, then.
mistakenly. Yeah. Again, slot space is very important. A Grizzly health pack is 4, which is why Andrew is incredibly opposed to taking it, whereas he probably takes an IFAK and or an infantry personal first aid kit and probably an ALU splint just so he can and maybe a small surge kit which is which is still 4 items. But I don't know, he still gets upset.
I take a 1x3 spot of medicine and a 1x2 spot of a document case. And in that document case, it can hold valuable things, keys, money, diaries, anything that you find in loot that is for, quest items. Yes, quest items. You
Yes.
can jam them in there
Uh
and they're protected forever.
that's
And I
the
still have an empty 2x2 spot for anything that I find of extreme value that needs to be crammed so deep in my ass that I don't want anyone to find it. And that's why I have a Tetris game now that I could trade in later.
that is one true aspect of the game. Untrue aspect, a little bit where it kind of definitely skirts the line between a real game and a not real game. You have the ability to take a container with you that you will never lose. So if you put stuff in that container and you die, everything that's not in that container will be gone, but you will always respawn back in your headquarters, back at your hideout, completely dead, right? No health anywhere, but you will have your case with you. So Andrew put his Tetris game inside his case because he had the available slot. I usually keep my meds in my case and like other keys and stuff, um, just so that you don't lose it. Not as if it's the most valuable thing I have, but it's something that can be in there, that I can keep safe until I need to use it. Um, the part I think our disagreement here between what we take in our gamma in our cases, as far as medicine, I think is a difference of effectiveness, playstyle, and opinion. Um, because when you have a PLU splint, you can fix a broken or fractured bone. PLU splint is five. You can do that to 5 bones. God forbid you break 5 different bones in the same raid. Um, the IFAC is going to be, or the med kit is going to be a heal rate, I believe, of about 25 to 30, and then I believe the time frame is the same, so we won't go into time for heal. And it does pain management as well, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll have to actually stop the bleeding, stop the damage, and then also treat your pain if you want to be able to run, for instance. The Grizzly Health Kit, on the other hand, will fix a fracture at 50, whereas the PLU or the splint won't heal the fracture. Um, it'll also stop light and heavy bleeding. The IFAC will also do that, but it does so, I think, light bleeding at a rate of 80 health and heavy bleeding at a rate of 50 health. So you get more healing per heal out of the Grizzly Health Kit than you would out of like an IFAC. Now, if you get shot a lot and really badly, it's pretty helpful to heal up that much. But if you're like lightly damaged, the Grizzly Kit really doesn't help you that much. I usually don't heal unless I'm losing a limb or I'm bleeding to death, which is usually when you're like below 20 in a certain body zone, torso, arms, legs, head, as you saw in Andrew's when he had his screen on. So it's just a different type of play style, I think, and a different priority set. I think I'd rather heal more of myself faster, um, than have to put the splint on, put the healing on, put the bandage on. I'll just use health kit, and then it'll take care of one limb entirely. And if that limb is bleeding and shot up and hurt, it'll fix it all.
But for you being such a loot goblin,
Yeah, definitely can. I honestly you should get
I
like a
don't
short.
understand how you need one. I don't understand how you don't want secure loot.
In my mind, the Grizzly health kit's like 18K, and it's okay. I see where you're coming from. I do like my loot. I do sometimes put keys in there because in my health kit, my kit, I only typically have 2 empty slots. So like I can do like a 1x2 or 2 1x1s, and usually like a key or something or some like hideout item. But I feel like to have the guaranteed heal in there all the time, because the Grizzly Health kit's like what, 18K rubles. Uh, you didn't come through there, Andrew.
Yeah, give or take.
So it's like you use it and you die with it, you lost 18K right off the bat. That's probably not a big loss compared to the other things you've lost, but you can't be taken in. You're not finding Grizzly Health kits everywhere. They're kind of rare. Um,
Why
so
they stay in my base so that when I get home limping and screaming about how I got shot, I can use my grizzly here.
and Okay, yeah, and I've been using my IFACs when I get home because I have so many of them, or the AFACs, Advanced First Aid Kits. Um, but that's another aspect of the game that I don't think we touched on. If you've been hurt a lot, um, your person is gonna groan and moan very loudly, and they're gonna cough, and it's gonna sound like they're coughing up blood, probably because they are. Um, and so you'll have to manage healing yourself, which makes sound, with making sure that you're still hidden, with making sure that you don't bleed out before you can get the heal on you. So it's in other games you do make sounds when you're hurt, like in Call of Duty. I think you make like you'll get an indicator of like you've broken plates or something, or that I think when you get them really low they start to pant heavily. But it's not super audible unless you're really, really close to them. In Tarkov, it's a lot more audible, and you don't have to do as much damage. I mean, honestly, if I got shot in the arm, I'm probably going to be hooting and hollering about it. You don't have to remove my arm for me to make a sound, you know? And hit markers.
Oh, the hit markers.
Hit markers. Hit markers, pings, communication is so important so you don't shoot your buddy in the back of the head. You can't ping something like you couldn't in Call of Duty, so there's a lot of communication that's involved. It's just a really good game. It's good if you have good communication. If and you're gonna have to learn how to have good communication if you want to be able to play the game, I think.
There are a couple times where I'm not gonna say who. Two of my teammates decided to kill me because I'm vocalizing where I am, and then I say I'm coming back in, and they open fire, and I'm like, "Who killed? What shot me? Was there someone?" He's like, "Yeah, I heard someone on the stairs." I'm like, "I was on the stairs." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why communication is so important because you will gut check your buddy in the stomach at point blank range with 76245, and he will probably die. Cause
I didn't
that's
die on
yeah,
that
you didn't die
specific
on
one
that
you're
one,
referencing.
but
And
you
he's like, "But did you die though?" No, but you shot me in the gut.
So, but you're fine. No, he's actually gonna now diminish food and water a lot quicker, and he's not gonna be able to run. So,
But is he dead though?
no, no, he's not. I mean, when I shot you, because I was the other instance where this happened, I finished the job. I dropped him straight on the floor, because maybe he was an ally. I didn't know he was an ally. There was some confusion in the communication there, and it that has led to us having better communication though. That issue hasn't really happened since, for us at least. Um, But there are close calls though, where it's like, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, and we almost shoot each other. It's a stressful game.
Such a good game.
Such a good game. Probably play a game after this. Probably. Um, yeah,
It
I mean
also depends on where the D&D game is going or not going, or
that's true. I don't know what we're doing with D&D today because of the Laker game. Hoping they're winning, but
hoping
if
they're
they
losing
otherwise, so it ends, right?
till it ends. I'm also not a Laker fan.
But really,
Yeah, I don't like the Lakers.
I'm not a big sports ball kind of guy, so it's all good.
You're just like, go team, go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there because like I'll get invited to the tailgates and stuff, but I go because there's food and beer, not because I want to watch the game. Food, beer, and my friends are there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you go to the tailgate, honestly, or barbecues or anything like that. I'll
Yeah.
go to a Laker game barbecue, throw up some carne asada. I got invited today,
Hell
but I
yeah.
was I was half dying.
And Nick was
So I was
telling
like,
me. Yeah, I feel the half dying thing. Sorry about your
can't drink
half dying.
anymore, and then my back is just falling apart, dude. This is what happens when you turn 27.
Damn. I mean, honestly though, I feel like when I turned 27, I had back problems. I started having back problems too. But I
It
also
doesn't
was in a
help.
car accident, so.
So was I.
Hey, let me guess. They were found not at fault, even though they were definitely at fault.
And then we're still fighting with the insurance, but the cop
Nice.
said that she was at fault.
I have a video camera. I think I've showed you the video of them hitting me, like T-boning me almost from the like a lane that doesn't exist. Um, I gave over my dash camera. I gave over a statement. No police showed up because I thought I was fine, until I got home and the next day and couldn't move. Woke up the next day and couldn't move really and had like a splitting headache. Um, And I remember I got a letter. They called me. I got a letter and I was like, "Oh hell no." They said that they were going to accept liability on my behalf to end it. The other person never gave a statement, did not have insurance, and immediately hired a lawyer. So what I basically learned that is if you are ever in a car accident, don't say a fucking thing and hire a lawyer. Otherwise, your insurance will just, claim
Give up on you.
responsibility on, yeah, claim responsibility on your behalf because they don't want to litigate it. And it honestly, they told me it wouldn't affect my rates, and it didn't affect my rates. There was nothing that happened to me. It was a principle thing. That person deserved to be dinged for all the things that she did, and she got away with it. So, kind of
I have a
shit.
lawyer for mine
Yeah, I had a lawyer for mine too, but my lawyer, because you have like, I think in the state of California, you have 45 days to file
to file.
against. Yeah, so my lawyer waited to the 40th day and then dropped me.
Yeah, that was. I remember you telling me about that. That was dickish as fuck.
Yep, and so I reported his dumb ass to the bar. Let me find his name, 'cause I'm gonna fucking drag his ass through the mud right now. Mm,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, my case is still going on, dude. I got a car, brand new used car.
a brand new used car. Okay.
Used it for 7 years, and no, six. Pardon, 6 years. And that car got totaled in a hit and run in front of my house while what not in operation,
Hmm.
and I got paid out for that one, and I'm still fighting that old case for my original car.
Jeez.
I have litigation on in October.
I don't know why it always has to. Like, I get why it has to go to that. Like, but like, I hope people understand that there's another human being at the end of this. That if you like, if I hurt somebody in a car accident, I would say that I'm responsible because I am responsible. That's what you do as a responsible member of society. You don't try to shove it off to the insurance or get a lawyer to defend yourself because you think you might have something. You fucked up someone's life, and now you're trying to get away with it using, I mean, legal methods, but I mean, if you can sleep with yourself, if you're willing to tell your story in truth to your family and to say it in truth in public, then I guess you're fine. But there are a lot of people who won't tell their story about how they got away with the car accident and how they got away with hitting someone, or DUI and got away with it because for whatever reason. Um, it's super fucked up. Like Jaren's mom had a similar case, right? She got hit by a semi truck, and they tried to convince her to not sue, and they tried to run the clock on him. Like, hey, don't sue. We'll give you a payment. Week went by. Hey, don't sue. We'll give you a payment. Week went by. Yeah, there's no payment coming. What are they doing? They're running the clock because after 45 days they can't do anything. And she's not an older woman, but she's not our age. She's obviously our friend who's our age's mother. She's probably in her 50s, maybe even 60s, and that's her only back, right? And it's not a fresh back anymore like our back. Our backs are more fresh. She can, could have really ruined her life. Potentially even did, right? So,
It most likely did. Honestly, dude, chronic back pain, just disc degenerative disease just from trauma. All that will wear away at those cartilages, and eventually you'll be bone on bone, causing any movement to be agonizing pain to the point where a pain management doctor or some other spine specialist, we're going to have to fuse the spine together, causing limited mobility, causing pain from the bones not being able to move when they should be able to move, and it's
it's a whole thing. And
the whole
and
thing.
for that, they were willing to give like $10,000 to call it done and dusted.
Here you go, 10K. Have a
10K
good
for
day
your back. That's what
for
you're
the rest
worth.
of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. But I think I mean, I think like for instance, like medical malpractice, another fucked up thing in the state of California, probably to kind of close up this talk because we're getting a little bit off topic from video games and Tarkov. Is gonna be that I think the medical malpractice limit in this state is like $150,000. If you lose a limb, lose an eye, lose a toe, they kill you. The maximum amount that you will get for medical malpractice is $150,000. The amount hasn't been updated since like the 70s or something. Um, so don't get hurt in California. The medical
Well, you could
lobby
sue. You
is
could
very
always sue.
powerful here.
Well, see, there's a difference though. I think you could do medical, sue them for medical malpractice, and then you, as for malpractice itself, I think that's where your limit is. But then you can sue on top of that, additionally, pain and suffering, and so on and so forth,
Yeah,
which could add to that. But still, that number is not a good number.
yeah, and it's not anything. I mean, like hospitals help a lot of people. Hospitals also hurt a lot of people. Um, and they don't tell you about the people they hurt. Obviously, they only tell you about the people they save and they help. But there are horror stories. For instance, my great grandmother, when she was in hospice care, she was delivered, I think, like IV fluids and IV medications, antibiotics, not into her vein. They put it straight into her forearm, and her forearm went necrotic, and they had to amputate her arm. Um, for that, they gave my grandma $2,500 for her arm. Um, that was what it was worth. That's what the hospital said it was worth. $2,500.
It also doesn't help that she was in hospice,
It doesn't help that she was in hospice. Um,
because
but
hospice is end of life care.
yeah, it is. It probably because they probably made the argument that, oh, she's so old, she doesn't need her arm anymore, but it's such a reductive, like,
It's shitty.
train of
Yeah,
thought, right?
it's like, oh hey, she's in hospice care, which means she has some kind of terminal illness or something that's going to cause her life to be ending in a X amount of time.
Yeah.
How much is that arm really worth if your life is ending soon?
Well, I mean, she was like 85, right? I think that was their main argument. But to that logic, that means I can go to your 85-year-old mother, chop off her right arm, and just give her $3,000 and be like, I'm sorry, here it is. Here's payment for your arm.
Thank you.
No, of course, no one would accept that. And if you offered that to the lawyer that is arguing the case, no, no one would accept that. It's like um, that one movie where his wife is cheating on him. He owns like a candy factory or a sweets factory, and one of his employees gets his balls blown off or something because of something that happens in the factory or something. It, no, no. Basically, he wanted to settle by the lawyer agreed to settle if the defense put their balls in a door and slammed it closed, basically to castrate, and then they would drop the case. No, no one ever accepts that. No one ever accepts that. They would say, no, no, I would never do that. That's barbaric. But if they do it to you, $2,500. That's fair. No, no, that's fair now because it's done and dusted. Now it's fair. So, it's some bullshit with the legal system when it comes to medicine.
Any legal system.
Yeah, the
But
legal
hey,
system in general.
let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. This is a deep, dark road that we can go down to.
It honestly
Let's
is.
lighten it up into something happier. What do you? I heard you had a little gripe with some certain type of streaming.
Ugh. Probably not gonna get too into this. We'll probably make this a whole freaking podcast. But Twitch's policy on tub streamers. What? There are so many tub streamers on Twitch. I don't understand why. I get that. I understand. Okay, so there are a couple things here. Twitch has a policy against explicit sexual content, which it has recently defined as sexual acts, soliciting, or literally having sex. If you're not doing those three things on Twitch, it's not considered sexually explicit.
Okay.
Somehow, this has and this has given rise to, or this is in response to all these hot tub streamers, basically girls getting on stream in a hot tub with in scantily clad bikinis, usually smaller bikinis than I would even see Breck wear, my partner, um, and they just sit there and they kind of just jiggle. Um, I had recently came onto Amarath's stream, and I'm probably gonna get like if this ever gets anywhere to her group, attack me, I'm sure. But it was recommended onto the on the recommended set, not for my personal, but for the I'm Sorry But podcast channel, because the I'm Sorry But podcast channel doesn't really watch a lot of podcasts or watch a lot of streams. And I guess she had like 80,000 people, and I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like playing on the Twitch homepage, and I'm just kind of like doing my thing here on the creator board. And the first thing that I can see when I actually look at it is she is the only bottom part of her ass and her legs are in screen, left screen, right here, left side of the screen. And she like twerks. She shakes up and down once or twice and shakes her ass. The chat goes kek W, uwu, yada yada yada. And all these emotes are popping up. A lot of the moderators have to start deleting a lot of what I'm assuming are harassing or probably derogatory confrontational messages. All of this, and she takes 2 cups, red solo cups, and dumps them into the tub. Okay, chat, I put water in the tub. What? You're trying to fill a hot tub with 2 red solo cups of water? No, no, come on. Let's not dance around this like she's not trying to be sexually explicit. Call it what it is. It is look at my body. Um, Fine. Yeah, people can be attractive. I'm not going to judge her whether she's attractive or not. If other people find her attractive, that's fine. But there's another place for that. It's called OnlyFans. You don't. It's not for Twitch. Um, there have been people on Twitch who have been removed for making for saying words that sound like other words. Um, for having there was a Korean streamer who was kicked off because she was too sexually explicit. I think even that other Korean girl streamer who I can't think of right now, who always has the overlay
The
character.
VTuber?
I think so. She was suspended for a while for sexually explicit stuff, and now you can have Amarath in a string bikini, and that's not sexually explicit. She's playing Mario Kart. Okay, she's playing video games now in the bathtub. Who does that, first of all? But the camera isn't centered here like it is on our faces. It's centered to her chest. The point is not that she's playing a game. The point is look at my boobs. And then in addition to that, the last thing and the final straw before I reported it to Twitch, and I did report it to Twitch, I didn't say anything in chat because I am above that, was a couple of links to her OnlyFans right in the Twitch chat. Definitely a violation of the partner agreement. Um, but I'm assuming that Twitch lets it happen because she probably brings in shit tons of bits and they get 20% of all that, and shit tons of subs and they get 20% of that, and they make money. So I guess the rule is for Amazon at least, and for Twitch, because Amazon is owned by Twitch, or Twitch is owned by Amazon, is if you bring in enough money for, Overlord Bezos, then I guess you're fine. You can't break the policies if you bring in enough money. And it's not fair and it's stupid and Twitch should really reconsider redrafting that release because it was really, really, I believe, dishonest in a lot of the things that you said, and should really try harder to tap into the community because that's not what Twitch was for.
Look, man. I agree. Like, you could tell when intent and other things intent wise are leaning towards one thing or another. I happened to open up this specific, Twitch streamer that you mentioned, and I'm looking through her stuff, and everything is keyly placed behind her so that she needs to bend over and grab pens and stuff like that. And
Yep.
she's straddling a banana, signing in a pickle Rick, and signing it with, her followers' names and all that. Honestly, if I was a chick, I'd probably do the same thing.
And I would not hate you for doing the same thing, but don't call it entertain. Don't call it video game streaming. Don't call it hot tub talk. Call it look at my boobs or whatever you want to call it apart from that. If you're going to have it on Twitch, if you're going to count this? Because I'm sure this is hurting Twitch's ad revenue. Because I'm sure there are people and sponsors and ad people or companies who don't want their content to be displayed on top of these streams. I'm pretty sure they've been demonetized. Like, so
maybe. And
what's the point then if Twitch isn't making substantial money off of their
well, you don't
entertainers
know that
anymore?
too. You don't know that
I
too.
mean, it's true. I
Also,
don't know that.
like for instance, remember YouTube 2 years ago had the ad apocalypse
Yep.
because a couple nothing videos had an ad near it where it was anti-Semitic or so on and so forth or CP and all this crazy stuff. So they just pulled all their ads from YouTube, and
Yeah.
what Twitch isn't doing, or maybe is because I heard they finally demonetized her
Yeah. So
recently.
that basically means that
Uh,
she can't get money from the ads, and that also means that they don't play ads on her channel. So if she's not making money on it, and Twitch isn't making money on it, it's just a liability.
she's just making money off of donations, and that leads to a whole nother point of, I had an acquaintance of mine
Hmm.
who said, "Oh, I hate all these girl streamers." I'm like, "Why do you hate all these girl streamers?" It's because they're taking advantage of people and for their money. I was like, "How? How are they doing that?"
I
How are they taking advantage of people for their money? And he said, well, they sit there with their chests exposed and they're calling them daddy and whatever just to like get them to get donations. And I'm like, honestly, it sounds like these guys are just doing their own thing. I'm not going to say certain words because I know for a while they were banned and would get you banned if you said them.
Yep.
But you know, it, if you are the type of person who says I'm going to give all my money to this one person just to so she could read my name, that's on you. You're a grown adult. You
Yeah.
are above 18 years old, spending your money however the hell you want to do it. And if you want to give it to a brunette, a blonde, whoever's on the screen right there, just so that they could notice you for 2 seconds, that's something that you need to be dealing with. And personally, I do not partake in that. I do follow, female streamers who are either good at their game or funny. Like there's a specific streamer who I like is Nita. She's got Tourette's.
Yeah. She's hilarious.
She's hilarious.
Sweet
Like I have
Anita.
nothing. Oh, dude, she's great.
And she
I,
claps people so good, dude. Oh my God. It's
oh, she tears into people, and then
oh,
she's just like, "What did I just say?" And it's hilarious. No, it's
turn
hilarious, and
left. I love Sweet
just
Anita. She's awesome. I am so sorry for your struggle, though, Sweet Anita. I hope it gets better for you.
she's fine.
I don't mean the Tourette's. I mean the fucking dickheads that she deals with on Twitch.
Oh, that's why she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be okay. She's a strong girl.
She's strong. And you know what I mean? Like there's good examples, bad examples. There's other streamers who like I could probably reference that it skirt the line less than hot tub streams, but still probably get more flack than it.
Let's hear it.
Like what's that? Nicolo or whatever her name is. Uh, yeah, she's like a cute little Hispanic girl who her whole thing is just like I'm gonna be cutesy and shit. And I'm all for just you doing what you're doing. Make your bag. You got an OnlyFans, make an OnlyFans, make your money. I am not against any of that. Please do. Oh, I subscribe to a couple OnlyFans just to see what they what they look like, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna financially support someone for when certain things on the internet are for free.
I'm not upset that that they're attractive if they're attractive or not. I'm not upset that they are making money off of it. I have no problem with this is probably going to be a little bit controversial. I have no problems with I guess escorting where it's legal. Like it's basically only in Nevada. There's a couple of states where it is legal. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with strippers. Uh, there's a place for it. There Twitch is a streaming platform that predominantly is geared toward children. A lot of children on this platform will take their parents' credit cards and sub and gift sub and stuff. Problematically so. I when you're an adult and you choose to sub and you choose to gift and you choose to follow, Yes, you are an adult. You are a consenting adult. I don't give two fucks what you do with your money, with your time, as long as you do certain things in privacy, right? I don't want to see you having sex outside. That's not appropriate. Um, Two consenting adults, I don't. It doesn't matter what you do when the lights go out. That's up to you, or the lights stay on. Shit, I don't care. Um, but it's not adults. Her channel is not 18-year-olds. Her channel is probably a lot of under 18-year-old men, boys, kids who have this perception, because we were young, right? Have this perception, this idea, this stupid idea in your head, like, oh, if I give her money, she'll notice me over the other 80,000 people that are in this chat. And she feeds on that, and she abuses that. It's to me, it's a form of you're targeting children, and I think that it's not. You're targeting young boys, and I think that's the only reason why why it's not a problem. That dichotomy between who can be harassed and who can be abused or taken advantage of. Because if it was switched, if it was a really attractive man who was doing overtly sexual things to an audience primarily of young girls, there would be an issue. But because everyone's gonna be like, oh, they're a bunch of horny boys anyway, who cares? They're gonna be doing what they do anyway. I think that's why no one cares. But I feel like it's a form of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for to get money out of them, exploitation in a way, um, with an audience that doesn't know any better. That's the part that I have an issue with. Twitch serves primarily children. There's a lot of kids on Twitch. And just to have that there, and all you have to do is hit the yes, I'm over 18. We all know how well that works. If you're under 18, I mean, I would just hit, yeah, I'm over 18 when I was under 18. So it's just, to me, it seems messed up to have it here, and it seems messed up to not have it segregated or separated from the rest of the place where the kids are. Because you could just go to your Fortnite stream right next to your Amarath stream. To me, that seems really different, and I feel like if parents knew that, they probably wouldn't really like Twitch as much anymore.
All in all, it's just a spicy situation, and it could be risky for Twitch in itself if they keep letting it happen. You know, who needs ads, right? When they have their incels donating to them.
Yeah.
But whatever, dude. Everyone's got their own things. Everyone does whatever they're gonna do. Um, at the same time, we're only just two dudes here sitting here with our own opinions
Yeah.
of how we do with life, and maybe people agree with you more, people agree with me more. I just don't care. And there are arguments of people saying, "Well, they're stealing all my viewers." Bruh, no one that's watching this little redhead in a bikini is here from your stream. Like, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, let me watch Fortnite," and then, "Oh, look at that! I'm gonna no longer watching this guy." No,
Yeah.
they're there because they know what they're there for.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop watching. Who was the guy? Ninja. I'm gonna stop watching Ninja, and I'm gonna start watching Amarath because I like high level Fortnite gameplay.
People are there for what they're there for. If you wanted high level Fortnite gameplay, you're gonna go watch your ninjas. You're gonna go watch your pro team players. You're gonna go watch your shrouds and your hell your shrouds, your Riot Games, your Summit 1Gs if you want real quality players. No, don't no.
Yeah.
That's the out of everything that anyone could have said, and I would get behind most of it. Just be like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, whatever. That is where I'm like, no. All
That's where the
right,
line is.
you lost me, Chad. You lost me, Chad.
Yeah. And on that chatty note, I think we'll wrap it up for today. So thank you guys for stopping by. Seventh episode of the I'm Sorry But podcast, where we talked about Tarkov and somehow went into
Medical
medical
malpractice,
malpractice and ended it with
hot tub
hot tub
streamers.
streamers. So yeah, it's just another Sunday afternoon here in California. So Excuse me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. As always, our links and plugs will be in the description. This video will be available tomorrow on YouTube and all of the other podcasting services. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Did you want to close out with anything, Andrew?
Follow our 100th episode hot tub stream where we're going to be wearing speedos and getting drunk on not alcohol,
Yeah, exactly. Just drinking out of red Solo cups.
red
Yeah.
solo cups to refill the pool.
You know what? That's gonna be my goal for the 100th episode. I'm just gonna become a despicable thirst trap, and I'm just gonna get on to the stream, put a hot tub down, and be like, "Here I am, Twitch. It's not sexually explicit. I'm just wearing my speedo. Wear this to the beach all the time. Doesn't matter that you can see literally all of my junk. This is just normal clothing.
The
I'm just
outlines
in my
weren't
hot
drawn
tub.
there. The outlines aren't drawn on there for emphasis.
Look, I'm not having sex. I'm not propositioning sex, and I'm not talking about sexual acts. So nothing about this is against your sexually explicit context. I'm just gonna sit here and gyrate a little bit. This is exercise. We're gonna call this
Well,
exercise.
get to work.
Mm.
Get to benching. Let's get that,
I
and
mean,
I'll
honest,
oil you up, bro.
I just have to
I'll,
lose like another 15 pounds, but we'll get there. But anyway, that'll be it for the podcast. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you guys later.
laters.
Clear.